Welcome to Job Bridges Japanese Language Training Center. We provide an online tutorial for people who aspires to work in Japan. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons to help you master Japanese language in no time. Konnichiwa minasan! Welcome back to Job Bridges Japanese Language video tutorial. Now, in lesson 21, we'll be discussing about how would you express your own opinion and quoting what someone said. Alright, so let's start. So the first sentence pattern that we have is a plain form of the verb to omoimasu. Again, plain form of the verb to omoimasu. So in English, this means I think that. So there are two uses of to omoimasu. So the first one is when expressing conjecture or an opinion or conclusion formed on the basis of incomplete information. So example, Ashita ame ga furu to omoimasu. Again, Ashita ame ga furu to omoimasu. So note how we use the plain form of the verb furimasu, furu, then adding to omoimasu. So the sentence said that I think it will rain. So why did we use to omoimasu in this sentence? Because thinking that it will rain tomorrow is just your or the speaker's opinion, which is based or formed on the basis of incomplete information. Maybe it's just cloudy today, so that's why he or she thought that it will rain tomorrow. Now, another example, Teresa-chan wa mo netta to omoimasu. Again, Teresa-chan wa mo netta to omoimasu. So I think Teresa has already gone to bed. Now, in this sentence, it is in the past tense, so we use the plain past tense form of the verb, which is neta. Or instead of nemashita, it's neta to omoimasu. So why did we use to omoimasu again in this sentence? It's because the speaker is saying that Teresa has already gone to bed, but there is no solid proof that Teresa has already gone to bed. Maybe he or she just thought about that because it's already late. Wakarimashita? So the first use of to omoimasu is when you're expressing your conjecture. When the content of your conjecture is negative in nature, so you have to make the sentence before the to negative. Again, the sentence before the to is the negative, not the omoimasu. Listen to this. Mira-san wa kono nyusu wo shitte imasu ka? Okay, so someone is asking you, Mira-san wa kono nyusu wo shitte imasu ka? Or does Mr. Miller know this news? So if you think that he doesn't know about it yet, you will make the conjecture negative in nature before the to. Or the sentence before the to is the one in the negative form, not the omoimasu. So it will be like, Iie, tabun shiranai to omoimasu. Note that shiranai is a negative form, not the omoimasu. So no, I don't think he does. Now, the second use of to omoimasu is, as I've said, this means I think that. So, of course, it can also, or it is also used when expressing one's opinion. Nihon wa bukka ga takai to omoimasu. Again, Nihon wa bukka ga takai to omoimasu. I think that prices are high in Japan. That is one's opinion. The expression ni tsuite do omoimasu ka is used to ask someone's opinion on something. By using omoimasu, to is not necessary after do. Again, when you're using do with omoimasu, to is not needed. Listen to this. Atarashi kuko ni tsuite do omoimasu ka? Again, Atarashi kuko ni tsuite do omoimasu ka? Or what do you think of the new airport? So, you could answer like this. Kirei desu ga chotto kotsu ga taihen da to omoimasu. Again, we answer with the plain form to omoimasu. So we use taihen da in the term or with the na adjective before to. So again, kirei desu ga chotto kotsu ga taihen da to omoimasu. Or I think that is clean, but the access is not easy. Again, I think that it is clean, but the access to it is not easy. So ni tsuite means about or of the or about something. So in the question, kuko ni tsuite, it translates about the new airport or about the airport in English. So, agreement or disagreement with other people's opinions can be expressed as follows. For example, person A says, "Faksu wa benri desu ne," or "the fax machines are convenient, aren't they?" Then the person B could say, "Watashi mo so omoimasu," or "I think so too." If the person C doesn't agree to it, he or she could say, "Watashi wa so wa omoimasen." Alright, so if you don't think so, this is when the omoimasu becomes negative. Alright? Now, let's talk about how to quote someone directly or indirectly. So, this is where we use the sentence plain form to imasu. Again, sentence plain form to imasu or say. So, the content expressed with imasu is indicated by particle to. So, what does imasu mean? Of course, it means to say. So, there are two uses of to imasu. So, the first one is when quoting directly what someone says or said, repeat exactly what they say as is in the following structure. Listen to this. Nero maini oyasumi nasai to imasu. Again, nero maini oyasumi nasai to imasu. So, we say good night before going to bed. So, in this one, we are quoting directly what we say before we go to bed, which is oyasumi nasai. And of course, we use the quote-unquote use in the Japanese language. Next example. Mira-san wa Raishu Tokyo e shuchu shimasu to imashita. Again, Mira-san wa Raishu Tokyo e shuchu shimasu to imashita. Mr. Miller said, "I will go to Tokyo on a business trip next week." So in this one, we quote what Mr. Miller said directly, which is, "I will go to Tokyo on a business trip next week." So in Nihongo, we put the quote-unquote in Raishu Tokyo e shucho shimasu and then added to imashita at the end. Why to imashita? Because in the English translation, it is in the past tense. Wakarimashita minasan? Wakatta ne? The next use of to imasu is when quoting indirectly what someone says or said. The plain form is still used before to. So the tense of the quoted sentence is not affected by the tense of the main sentence. Listen to this. Mira-san wa Raishu Tokyo e shucho suru to imashita. Again, Mira-san wa Raishu Tokyo e shucho suru to imashita. Or Mr. Miller said that he would go to Tokyo on a business trip next week. So note that since the sentence is in the past tense, the quoted sentence is not affected. It is still in the plain form, but the tense or the past tense is seen in the to imashita. Alright? Then, next, the particle ni is used to indicate the person spoken to. Okay? Look at this example. Chichi ni ryogaku shitai to iimashita. I told my father that I wanted to study abroad. So, whoever you are speaking to, it is denoted by the particle me. So, in this sentence, he said, or the speaker said that he told his father. That's why we use the chichi ni. Mukatta? Now, I know some of you are familiar or you would often hear de shou in some Japanese conversations like in drama or in anime or with your Japanese friends. Now, let's discuss about that sentence pattern now. So, it's verb, plain form de shou, or e-adjective, plain form de shou, na-adjective in plain form de shou, and then noun, not using the da, plain form de shou. So what is the use of this sentence pattern? So when the speaker expects that the listener has some knowledge on the topic being discussed and that the listener will agree with the speaker's view, the shou is said with a rising intonation to confirm the listener's agreement. In English, it's like saying right, or isn't it, or aren't you? Denoting that the listener will agree with you and already has a knowledge of what you are saying. So, example, 明日パーティーに行くでしょ? Or you're going to the party tomorrow, aren't you? And of course, it's either yes or no. So if it's yes, 行きます. So in this one, you're, saying or telling the listener that, or just reconfirming if he or she is going to the party. And of course, you do know that your listener has the knowledge of the party. So again, the sentence before the de shou is in plain form or whatever you wanted to say. May it be in verb, e-adjective, na-adjective, and noun. Now, listen to this another set of conversation. Hokkaido wa samukatta desho? It was cold in Hokkaido, wasn't it? So, of course, the speaker already know that the listener has experience or has a knowledge that Hokkaido is cold. And of course, if it is cold or not in the listener is depending on him. So, iye, sonna ni samuku nakatta desu. So with this one, the listener did not agree with the speaker. So he said, no, it wasn't that cold. Maybe he went there during spring or maybe during summer. But I'm telling you, it is definitely cold in Hokkaido, especially during the winter season. Now the next sentence pattern in lesson 21 is noun 1, which is a place. De, noun 2 ga arimasu. Again, noun 1, which is a place. De, noun 2 ga arimasu. So, when N2 or noun 2 expresses such events as party, concert, festival, may it also be an incident, disaster, and so on, arimasu means to take place or to be held or something happened there. Example, Tokyo de Nihon to Brazil no saka no shiai ga arimasu. Again, Tokyo de Nihon to Brazil no saka no shiai ga arimasu. Or a football game between Japan and Brazil will be held in Tokyo. So the noun 1 here, which is a place, is in Tokyo, wherein the noun 2, which is the Japan and Brazil football game, is happening in Tokyo, which is noun 1. Wakarimashita? Other examples could be, where do you usually hold your birthday? For example, you'll be holding your birthday party in a restaurant. So you could say, Restaurant de watashi no tanjoubi no party ga arimasu. Or, my birthday party will take place in a restaurant. Wakarimashita minasan? Wakatta ne. Now, how about noun which is an occasion and then de? Again, a noun which is an occasion and then de. So when some action takes place on a certain occasion, that occasion is followed by de. Again, because we use de when a certain action happens on a certain place, right? But in this case, it is an occasion. Example, 会議で何が意見を言いましたか? 会議で何が意見を言いましたか? Or did you give your opinion at the meeting? Wherein, in this one, the occasion is the meeting followed by de. Now, why did we use or how did it happen that a certain occasion is where an action take place? Because the speaker is asking if he said or he gave his or her opinion in the meeting. For example, it could also be like, again, in a birthday party. So when something happens in a birthday party, like maybe you met a friend, so you could say, 誕生日で友達に会いました. So the meeting of you and your friend happened in someone's birthday. What else? For example, you met someone new, or not exactly. You ate, for example, a lobster in someone else's wedding. So you could say, 結婚式でラブスターを食べました. Right? So the eating of the lobster happened in a wedding ceremony, which is a 結婚式. Is that clear, everyone? Now let's talk about noun, demo, verb. Again, noun, demo, verb. Demo is used to give an example out of things of the same kind when one encourages or advises someone to do something or one makes a suggestion. Example, ちょっとビールでも飲みませんか? Again, ちょっとビールでも飲みませんか? Or shall we drink beer or something? In this sentence, demo is used when we are encouraging someone or when the speaker is encouraging his listener to join him for a beer. But of course, again, in some of our sentences or lessons before, demo is also used as but. But in this one, it is for encouraging or advising. Now, last sentence pattern for lesson 21 is verb nai form naito. Again, or verb nai form naito. So this expression is made by omitting ikimasen from verb naito or verb nai form naito ikimasen. So verb nai from naito ikimasen is similar to verb nai form of nakereba narimasen, which you learned in lesson 17. So what does nakereba narimasen means again? Do you still remember? Alright, it's must. So meaning verb naito means must as well. Example, mo kaira naito, or I have to go home now. See? In this sentence, the speaker is saying that he or she must go home now. Same as with the I have to. So naito is the same with nakereba narimasen. Wakarimashita? Wagatta ne? Alright, that's just it for today. See you on our next videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons so you can master Japanese language in no time.